Admiral Tim here. It's time for our ship tour of Celebrity Beyond. I think it's the second ship in the Edge series. I don't know. Who cares? They're all the same. Look at the size. It looks tiny. It looks like it could fit in Star of the Seas. But size doesn't always matter, as you ladies tell me. I'm not sure what that means. All right, so here are, well, we didn't cut through Cuba, this software, and you can't do that. Here's more of what our tour looks like. It's kind of a Western Caribbean, then ended up in Cozumel, and then back to Miami. So let's start with the top. I always do the retreat so I can show you the entire ship, not that we're bougie or anything. This is the retreat lounge. Now, people in the normal rooms in Gen Pop can't see this, so I wanted to show you this in case you're considering doing a retreat cruise in the future. It's really not that much more expensive, especially on the 7-day cruises, and you can get yourself some beautiful perks like this. The snackies, they have some nice breakfast up there. Now, you can't get in here unless you have a retreat card. And they have some opulent, it's all opulence. You can take these drinks free all day. It's included with your retreat fare. And there's 2 refrigerators here. They got sodas, they got juices, iced tea, anything you want, and come in here anytime you want and grab those. And of course, the bar is complimentary too. One of the nice things about Celebrity is they do include the premium drink package, so that's nice. It's a nice lounge. It's not on the front of the ship like MSC's Yacht Club, but it's spacious. There's a lot of comfortable nooks and crannies and places to sit. Kind of an eclectic design with a mishmash of furniture, unlike some of the other lounges we've seen. And there are 2 sides to it, so this tends to be a little more quiet over here on this side of the ship. I think this is the starboard side over here if we're looking forward, or it could be port. I don't know which way. I think the back of the ship is behind us, so this would be the starboard side. And you could play games, which I didn't see anybody doing that there, but it's a nice table. If you got a big group, you can kind of hang out and play cards there. Beautiful views, beautiful vistas. And there's a door here, which I'll show you. This actually is really neat, a neat design here. And this is where your concierge lives. I was told I didn't say concierge right because they don't pronounce the G in French, but whatever. And again, this is the snacky table here. And at night, they have this silent disco for the retreat guests, and there was like 11 people there, so that's nice. All right, this door in the back of the retreat lounge will take you up to the retreat sun deck. And there's a bar and like a little eatery up here, which is nice too. And the sun deck in the retreat is sprawling on the Edge class ships. I mean, it's just, you look there, that's that big dome, which is the Solarium underneath there. But it's kind of, I think it's probably meant, look at all the little places to sit here. It's kind of meant to separate the Gen Pop from the retreat, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't have put it there, but what do I know? These little nooks and crannies here, these are actually interior balconies for some of the suites up here. So they have an exterior and an interior balcony. I thought it was just places you go sit, but I realized they were actually part of the suites. And you can see they have these on both sides. There's actually suites behind here, some of the more opulent suites, a little more money up there, I guess, and some more sitting here. So there's really a lot of places to sit in the front or the back of that area. So if you want shade, you could always find some shade, and if you want sun, you can always find some sun. And here is the door that breaks up the Gen Pop. You do need a key card to get in here. You don't need a key card to get out, obviously. And again, down here is the Solarium, and we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. And it's a really nice place, too. The Solarium's beautiful. If you're Gen Pop, you can get in the Solarium, but you can't get to the retreat lounge. There is a second level up here of the sun deck, which is really interesting. And we'll run up there, too, as well. It's a beautiful facility. I mean, you're paying for this extra opulence, and you do get it on Celebrity Retreat. It's just a beautiful sun deck. This is a public area. You can sit over here, I guess, but those little cubbies are for these suites up there. And then there's the retreat restaurant called Lumini, depends how Latin you are. And they do offer, I think, a breakfast, and I think there's a lunch. I'm not sure. We don't go here because they had strange things. I mean, they have a lot of duck, and one night they had braised pig's feet. And I'm like, yeah, we can't eat here, man. We ended up going to the buffet. I mean, there's normal things. You can get your filet on and other stuff there as well. So that's nice. We had a nice breakfast. Service is impeccable. It's wonderful. And the food is delicious there. So here's the hours and a sample menu from Lumini, the suites only restaurant. You can only get in here if you're in the suite level. And there's some really interesting dishes. If you're a foodie, you're absolutely going to love this 7 nights up here. You could totally do this. You don't need reservations. You just walk in. There's plenty of places to eat. And there's a lot of A lot of other dining rooms too, which we'll show you too. All right, so we're walking out. Now we're going up to the next level of the retreat area. All the way up 17, it's the highest point a passenger get in the ship, and there is a little bar out here. And again, this is only for retreat customers. And you can also order snacks. They had some nice sandwiches. I think I had a turkey, bacon, lettuce, and tomato, and it was outstanding. The service is great. We never had a hard time finding somebody to bring us a drink here. There's people walking around. Unlike some of the other suite classes that we've tried, this is really good. And we've got a couple videos that compare all the suite classes. Now, the people in retreat seem to be look at these chicks with hats over there, a little more bougie than we saw in Yacht Club or in the other suite classes that we sailed on. So just be aware of that. Maybe it was this particular sailing, but who knows? I've heard this from other people as well. They're a little more snooty, a little snobby in Celebrity Retreat. And I guess that's where Royal Caribbean people go when they grow up. It's part of the Royal Caribbean team. And they do have suntan lotions and aloe and moisturizer up here, which is really nice. You don't have to sign out towels anywhere on the ship, which is really grown up. Like on Royal Caribbean, you got to sign out your towels, and like, what is that all about? I mean, am I really going to steal your towel? They kind of trust you here. This is the retreat area pool. Not really big, but it doesn't need to be. It never gets really crowded. People just kind of dip in there to wash the sweat off themselves. Ew. And on the other side, they have the moisturizers and towels. Plenty of towels. Always clean towels out here. And this was the other side, a little shady out here, and you have your grandmas hanging out here. They staked out their chairs on a sea day at 6 a.m. This is about, I think it's like 6:30, close to 7 when we did this. I don't remember what time it was. It was pretty early. But people will stake out chairs out here as well, so just be aware of that. But again, plenty of shade or plenty of sun, whatever you want to do. There are 2 hot tubs out here as well. It looks a lot of like little family areas. It's really cool. So if you're cruising with a group, you can kind of dominate one of these areas and just own it for the entire day. You see people draped over towels and stuff. So not many fights on Celebrity. Again, are a little more grown up. And here's one of the spa tubs. And again, this is the highest place on the ship, I believe, that any passenger can get. And you really see some beautiful vistas from up here. And you can see it's clear glass. You can look over the ocean, see sunrises, sunsets out here. It's really nice. And oversee the entire ship. Look at that. Look down upon your minions. Of course, that's the retreat down there, second level of retreat. So it is nicely isolated from Gen Pop, if that's your thing. I don't have a problem with that. Here's some of the interior balconies, but there's actually an outdoor too. So this is part of those big suites that are in the retreat area. And again, I thought you could just sit here, but this is actually part of those suites. So don't do that. Now we go out. Whoop, whoop, Gen Pop, danger, danger. And this is one of the higher decks. There is a nice walking track. And this is interesting because they do have an incline on it. Very smart design. It's pretty long. I think there's a sign here that tells you how long it is. And you can walk on one side, run on the other side. People were playing nicely up here. And again, beautiful views. I don't know why all ships don't have this. We've sailed on several ships that don't. I don't think MSC has a running track. But this is really nice. And it kind of overlooks the pool. So you've always got something interesting to look at. And a great place to take your morning or evening or even afternoon walks. And you can see the incline on that bridge up there. That's really, really cool, and it provides a more strenuous workout. The elevation isn't too, I think it's like maybe 1 degree incline, but it's really nice that you have that option. And it's an interesting walk, too. It's not just a simple oval. It kind of winds around an outdoor restaurant and then swings down onto the next level, and then you climb up the bridge. And that's pretty cool. I thought that was really neat. Big plus for them. Here's a bar on the back of the not the upper pool deck. This is the deck above the pool deck. And then, of course, here is your walking and running trail. And I get a close-up of that. And again, some of your views from the back of it. And then it kind of winds around on the back. And I'll show you where that goes, too. It also tells you the length of this thing and how many rotations you need to make to get your mile in. Yeah, there it is. 3 laps are going to give you a kilometer, or 5 laps, or a mile. So, and then it curves around back. This is really interesting because it goes actually behind this garden area. And we kind of took a left turn. This is rooftop garden, which is a really pretty outdoor area here. And then you have these plunge pools. And again, these are accessible by anybody on the ship. These are not retreat. And they're beautiful places just to hang out and, again, watch the ocean, especially on sea days. I didn't see them get too crowded. There was always room in there. So, and if you just want to hang out in this garden area, it's totally zen back here. And they did, which is really weird because they don't really have a sports court. They actually set this flat area up as a pickleball court. So I thought that was incredibly strange. I didn't go back to see if anybody was playing it. Because pickleball, people that play pickleball are jerks, man. I mean, they're mean. They're just like, hey, I'm 70 years old. I can still play a sport. I'm going to kick your ass, buddy. I mean, they're kind of like a little too competitive. You know what I mean? It's like the end of your sporting life, and you just got to beat somebody's ass for the sake of beating it. It's not sporty at all. I don't know. If you play pickleball, maybe you're wrong. Correct me in the comments. But, man, the people I see play pickleball are jerks. All right, so the rooftop gardens is a really nice area to hang out when you're not playing pickleball. Lots of areas to sit up here and just relax and enjoy the open air. It was a little too hot. It was September in the Caribbean, so it was hitting like 90 degrees out there, even on the ocean. But I can imagine in the fall and winter, that place it just must be fabulous to hang out there. And there's a rooftop garden restaurant back here. And it's a little pricey. I mean, it's the Garden Grill. It's called. It's like $45 or $55 a person. It really should be a la carte because we're talking. They do have steaks out here, but they have buffalo wings and comfort food out here. And I thought that was a really cool place. And most cruise ships are going to have an area like this. It's going to be a la carte. So if you want buffalo wings, you pay for buffalo wings and a drink. If you have a drink package, it's included. But a $45 flat rate to get some wings and a hamburger, meh. It was 55 the one night we went out there. We're like, nah, we're not doing that, man. So that is an option as well. Again, when the cooler weather in the wintertime when you're sailing in the Caribbean, this is probably a really cool place to hang out. And then behind it, I didn't realize this, and I was on edge, and I never walked back here. There is a bar back here on the back of the ship on the upper level. Again, another really cool hidden place. I mean, if you're having an affair on the ship, this is the place you want to hang out because your wife will never find you here, or your husband will never find you here. You know what I mean? Because nobody knows this exists. I did not come out here at night, but I got to imagine a lot of people are in on the secret, and they got to know this is one of the coolest places on the ship to hang out. And I think this is deck. It's either 15 or 16 all the way in the rear of the ship. And just look at that. It's beautiful. I can imagine that's really nice at night, too. Now, down below, there is a smoking deck. And then if you go down a few levels, you end up outside the back of the buffet area. So you can get to this place from the buffet. You can probably bring your dishes up here, too. So we're on the other side of the garden area, and the garden restaurant is kind of behind there. You know, lots of places to chill out. These are all smokers down here on this patio. So there's plenty of areas to smoke. I mean, these are nice areas to smoke. They're overlooking the ocean. Yeah, they call that the sunset bar on the back of it. It's not always sunset. You can see sunrises there. This is the second plunge pool. A lot of real, and this is all real. These are real plants, too. They've got a horticulturist out here actually taking care of them during the day. A very interesting person. And it just really brightens up the entire area. Completely zen, completely natural. And, you know, if you're a landlubber and you're tired of being at the ocean, you've got something green to look at. So that's kind of nice. And then we cruise down the back here. We're going to end up, and this is, I think this is all part of the smoking area up here. I'm not sure, but it's a nice little getaway because you want to eat at the buffet, but you kind of want to you want a little separation, a little more quiet. There's not many kids on Celebrity, especially this time of year, which was really nice. I think I saw a total of like 7. So that was really interesting. If you're not a kid-friendly person, this is the cruise line for you. Get away from Royal and get on Celebrity for grown-ups. And then you go on the back of the buffet, you're going to find the pizza stand. Now, the pizza is really good on Celebrity. I was surprised how good it was. Normally, we're big fans of MSC pizza because of the crust, but these guys must have stolen the recipe. I don't know what, maybe they just figured it out. They went to New York, has it. They've got endless resources. They figured out the crust recipe, and it's wonderful here, too. And these guys will even make you a custom pie if you ask them. They only can use what they have there. I think it's just pepperoni, sauce, and cheese. But I wanted a red pie with a little garlic and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I can make that for you 10 minutes. And these guys are super fun, super friendly. And they'll throw it in the oven. You got yourself a custom pie. If you want extra pepperoni, extra cheese, you want no sauce, you could do all that back there, too. Just ask them. They got some veggies, too. I went to the buffet and got some Kalamata olives and threw it on there. I was happy as a pig in poo. And this is the back end of the buffet on the, I think we're going forward here, so this is going to be starboard side. And there's plenty of room. I never ran into a situation in where we could not find a window seat at the buffet. And we went for dinner, lunch, breakfast, just to explore all these areas. It's a really interesting buffet design. It never, I mean, even when it gets crowded, it doesn't feel crowded. Just a very smart, wide design as opposed to some of the other cruise ships that are just kind of like more like galleys and you're kind of bumping into people. But there's just plenty of room to walk around here and a ton of variety. Foods from all over the world. They have Asian, Mexican, they have Indian foods here. And they do have theme nights, so it changes during the week. They had a really great Italian night. It was unbelievably delicious. It was Olive Garden to the next degree. You know what I mean? You know how I love Olive Garden, but this was amazing. They even had a caprese station, which I've never seen anywhere. Make your own caprese, all you can eat, right? And in the morning, the breakfast buffet is wonderful. Just a wide variety of eggs and meats. And if you don't like breakfast, you could do kind of a lunch type thing. The bakery is spacious and wonderful and always fresh. And I can't, the buffet was wonderful. They'll even cook your stuff to order, your seafood to order. So they had a lot of, ooh, he's a little scary. And just look at the variety. It was just a ton of different things you could do here. And they're just cooking these up and sauteing them however you want them. This was the Italian night here. This was the caprese station. How gorgeous is that, right? They spent a lot of time and effort just making this look beautiful. And the food is wonderful at the buffet on celebrity ships. So don't be afraid to try that. You don't have to get locked into specialty dining or stay at the foofy restaurants or the main dining rooms. You can totally explore and try something different each night. We got Latin favorites. Again, we had Indian stuff in here, Mexican, anything you could think of. And there was even a station here where they would cook the meats for you. They had, I think they had pork, they had chicken, they had beef, and they would just throw it on the grill and say however you want it, and they'll mix spices and vegetables in it. Unbelievable, just the flexibility out here. They did have soups out here, and again, comfort food. They have French fries and tater tots and all that stuff, macaroni and cheese. If you just want to be simple like me one night, and again, you can just grab your pizza toppings out here too. Just put them on a plate, take them back to the pizza station, and throw them on top of your pizza. So that is great as well. And space is just, again, not much of a wait at any time. I didn't see anybody kind of fighting over anything, so that's nice. It's really a different vibe on Celebrity. In the Gen Pop, it's really nice. It's actually, it's much older. I think the average age on our September cruise to the Western Caribbean was, if I had to say average, I'd say the average age was about 60 on this cruise. And it's just a nice, relaxed, chill group of people. Just, they aren't in each other's business, nobody pushing each other around. And they were just there to have a nice, relaxing cruise. And I thought that was a huge difference over Royal Caribbean, which we were on a few weeks ago. And it was much younger, a lot of kids, teenagers running around. It's not called the Windjammer, it's called the Oceanview Cafe. And there is this room all the way towards the front of the buffet area that you're welcome to sit in. And there was hardly anybody in here. This was actually the quietest room in the buffet. And we just loved to come sit out here. We were out here every day. Beautiful vistas, not a bad seat in the place. And completely free and usable by anybody on the ship. Here's the elevator bank up here. The buffet is on 14. There is no 13th floor because superstition and all. And then when you come out of the buffet, or the Oceanview Cafe, they call it there, you're going to walk out to the pool area. And it's more of a sophisticated pool area. Well, when I show you the video, they're just normal people just like you and me. So the people out here at the pool were pretty chill as well. You don't see any weird stuff here. You do have people hogging up chairs, and there is a sign out there saying that after 30 minutes they'll take your stuff if you don't show up, but I don't know if they enforce that. Lots of cool little chill sitting areas if you want to be outside, and there's that moving elevator. It was actually moving that day. Now, I didn't see anybody in that. It's actually a bar and a restaurant. The restaurant's a little pricey, but I think they did have a couple meals in that area, but I didn't see it that night. But check the schedule to find out when you can eat there. You can actually eat on, like, facing over the ocean on this kind of looks like a little ship on the side of the ship, and it's got a hydraulic lift that lifts it up and down. It's like an elevator. It goes all the way up above there. And I guess they just lifted it up on the sea day so you could see the ocean from these seats. So I don't know what was going on there. And then, look, it's really modern, really neat design out here. And a lot of shade. If you want shade, shade is kind of important. And all the way towards the front of that pool deck, you're going to find another burger grill. Get some comfort food on. Get your hot dogs and hamburgers and French fries and all that fun stuff out here. And this is all included in your cruise fare, so that's really nice. Plenty of places to eat, wide variety, and great hours. There is a bar at the front of the pool deck as well. And this had pretty quick service. The service was really, really good. I mean, these guys, they work hard on these cruise ships. And as long as you don't slow up the whole entire process by ordering a frozen drink, everybody's going to get their drink, hint, hint, you know what I'm saying there? You ever see that person that goes up, yeah, I want a frozen margarita or with extra lime in it, and it's just going to slow everything down. But as long as you don't do, even with the frozen drinks, they were pretty quick as well. And behind there, you can go up a level, and there's this cool little chill, shady area. This is where the media was when we did our first Edge cruise. This is where all the network TV people set up, and it's kind of overlooking the Solarium here. But again, a nice shady area with nice ocean breezes out here if you want to stay out of the sun. You got too much sun, or I don't do sun like I used to. You know, I used to sit out there and bake, and all the spots all over my body are like, hey man, you shouldn't have done that. So if you're still young, you just take that advice, you know what I'm saying? Dermatology is real. And here is the very, very chill solarium area. Now, what I noticed about this, it was relatively temperate in here, meaning it wasn't hot. A lot of solariums I've been in are just hot. It's baking in there. But this, they have the air conditioner on point. It's completely comfortable. And in the front of the solarium area, they have something called a spa cafe, which you can get your juices on. And I was surprised to find that these are included in my premium drink package. So I had her made me a blueberry smoothie with some kind of flaxseed and stuff on there. It was delicious. It was wonderful. I walked around with that for about an hour before I ran into too many flax seeds. But yeah, you can have her make whatever you want. She'll do a custom, and there's a bunch of predetermined menu stuff there too. And again, part of your drink package. So I thought that was very cool. And that's in the front of the solarium area. Now the spa is up here somewhere too. And this is the spa waiting area here. A lot of people like to see that. So when you're chilling before you get your treatments done or whatever you're doing up there, you can go up there. Now this is their thermal spa. Their thermal spa is relatively small, especially compared to the Norwegian Prima class ships that had 40, 50 thermal chairs. This one has, I think, it looked like 6 or 8. And you're going to have to wait. You know what I mean? Maybe there's more. Maybe there's 10 in there. I'm not sure. But they are located in the front of the ship. It's a great location. But I thought Prima won for that. They had a lot more. I mean, they have a whole thermal room, which is amazing. So there's a lot of really cool saunas and stuff in there that you can hang out at. All right, a whole bunch of rooms below that. So let's go down to 5 and find some of the main areas. And again, in case you forgot, we are on Celebrity Beyond, an Edge class ship. Sometimes I forget. I get them all confused after a while. There is the theater, 2 levels up here, 5 and 6, and they have this show called Elements. And they had some pretty neat effects in this show, but I was really expecting a lot. But it turns out it was just like any other show. They're doing cover songs with the theater mode, with this guy always sings in this high-pitched voice, and a girl that oversins these pop songs. They're like, why are you doing it like that? Why don't you just play the original? And then they do the same schmaltzy dances they do on every cruise ship. So, I mean, it's nice. If you're into a nice show. The theater is very high-tech, and the backgrounds are beautiful, and the lighting system and sound is very, very good. But it's kind of the same stuff you get at any old age home, you know what I mean? And this is the, I don't know what the Captain's Club is. If you have any sort of status on Celebrity, you go here and, I don't know, I guess you complain. I'm not sure exactly what happens in this room. Where Royal Caribbean has like a diamond lounge. There was no drinks or anything in there, so I didn't think that was fun. There's a place called The Club, and they do have some game shows, and I think they do some karaoke and stuff in here. It's a 2-story little area, so you can get away from stuff and not be embarrassed. The lines of sight, I'm going to be honest, they're terrible in here. There's a lot of poles and a lot of places you can't see the stage from, and I had that problem on Edge as well. We were in here with Captain Cade when she was still with Celebrity, and we couldn't see her cat because we got there late and we were behind this pole. So, and for your artsy people, you can overpay for some reproductions of paintings, and I know a lot of people in there. I saw some woman buy a painting for $12,000 at an auction. I'm like, are you nuts? She had more. I had her money. I'd buy mine. Not sure what that is. And people were buying this stuff left and right. So, yeah, you can totally do that. You can bid for them. You can put your name in raffles. And it's like going into a car dealership, and they have financing and the whole bit. Man, you should hear the spiel in there. I will never do it again. It was just like, oh, God, my ears are bleeding. And then you come out of the art gallery. This is still on level 5. There's this bar here where you can get some higher-end whiskeys and scotches and tequilas at the world-class bar, and I was happy to hear that most of the liquors here are included in the premium drink package. And if you do book a suite, the premium drink package is included in that fare. So again, by the time you add up all those fees that you'd pay in Gen Pop for a room, you're probably close to the suite price. So you might as well get a suite. You know what I mean? So this is a nice little bar. It was chill. It was never too crowded. The hours are very limited. There's the Raw on 5, which is out here, and they do a lot of fish and sushi. And Felicia wasn't a big fan of that. And then there's that big atrium bar there where they have flair bartenders throwing stuff around. You know, it's a lot of fun. So Raw on 5 is a nice restaurant. Again, big on seafood, and they have specials and lobsters and fish and kind of like a lot of Japanese type of sushi and sashimi here. So it's a nice place to eat. Some nice views out here as well. There really is not a bad place to sit on this ship, and the views are just spectacular. And I thought the decor was understated. It was nice. It's not too chromy, not too gaudy. They really did a nice job decorating this ship, the whole entire Edge class. And here is the menu. Again, you can look all this stuff up online and see all the different menus that all these restaurants have, and plenty of places to eat. This is specialty. It is not included in your base fare, so you will pay a few bucks extra for that. And we've got a bunch of bridges up here on 5, and we'll go across the bridge and we'll show you what's over there. Nice little staircases take you down to that bar, which is kind of the centerpiece of the entire ship. It does get kind of crowded down there. The bar was never really more than 2 deep at any one time, and there's lots of places to sit. So that was nice. This is Fine Cut. It's kind of their chops type steakhouse on the ship. This is specialty dining as well. I thought these seats were kind of interesting for parties of 2. It's like you're encapsulated in this tube or something. And I thought that was a pretty neat design as well. And plenty of places to sit. This is kind of a high-end steakhouse. You're going to get the best cuts of steak here. You're going to pay for it. It's a flat fee as well. And but you could choose any steak you want, have it done any way you want. And really, if you're a steak person, this is where you want to be. And I think they have some fish stuff on the menu as well. And again, nice views out here as well. So that is the Fine Cut Steakhouse located on 5, across from Raw on 5. A lot of the restaurants you're going to find on decks 4 and 5, the specialty dining. And you have to book this in advance. I walked by a couple of nights. It wasn't crowded. You know, there's several tables in there. There's lots of openings. So I don't think you have a problem even if you try to make a reservation last minute. All right, continuing down 5, we're going to run into a couple of my favorite places on the ship if you're inside, like the shopping. Oh my goodness, I love designer shopping. I really don't. But this is your Bulgari. BV. Oh, that's a U? Oh, Bulgari. Oh, yes, that's what it is. So a kind of some high-end shopping here where you can buy overpriced watches and handbags. And the sculptures are kind of a little nouveau here. So you'll walk through 5 here, go down this hallway, and then you're going to walk into this hall of mirrors kind of thing. And this is really a spooky room. They had it on Edge as well. And it's mirrors everywhere. And you got to be really careful in here because there's a lot of stuff. And this is how you get to Eden. And then Eden's in the back of the ship. There's a lot of stuff hanging from the ceiling. So if you're an abnormally tall person, you could bang your head on things in here. And it's kind of dark, too. So I mean, obviously the camera's not picking up, but boom, yeah, you could really, if you're not paying attention, you had one too many scotches at that bar, you could run into a problem here. So just be careful in this room. You can sit in here too. I don't know why you'd want to do that. It's a little weird, but you can. So these are all like, it feels like you're going through space and like this asteroid feel. I guess that's the feel they're going for here. It is kind of neat to see. And you come out on the other side, you're going to see the Blue Restaurant on your left-hand side and goats standing on top of each other because they like to do that. Have you ever seen a goat do that for real? And there are 2 restaurants downstairs. This is a weird seating area too. I thought those things were glass, but fortunately they're metal because I think if they were glass, they would be broken by now. So yeah, they are metal. It's pretty durable. And you're going to go down those stairs to find the 2 restaurants. We'll stop by there, 2 of the main dining rooms. There's 4 altogether. This is overpriced chocolate where you can buy 6 chocolates for $100. Nah, ain't doing it. And then they do have free samples though. Some guy was like, "You have free samples? You have free samples?" And she was like coaxed into it. This is Blue. This is the other restaurant you can eat at. If you don't want to eat at the suite restaurant, you can come down here. But this is open to the Aqua class, and actually other people can make reservations here too. And this got pretty crowded. Lots of big guys with floral shirts and lots of grandmas. This felt like an old age home in here. Not going to lie. And they do have a sommelier on staff. And the food was okay, I guess. It was a lot of the same stuff you're going to get in the Lumini restaurant, kind of an eclectic. They say it's healthy, but I don't know how duck is healthy or even good. And I ended up getting a duck thing, and I didn't finish it. Went to the buffet. And there's some more stores over here. Lots of cool little places to sit and chill out. And Eden, which is kind of the show place of the entire ship. They have shows. You can get some food back here, and they have I call it a gourmet bar. There's a lot of really interesting drinks here you can get. And I did order something called a something. PEA, that is. And Felicia had to try the mushroom chairs. She doesn't like mushrooms. She thought that sitting in here would just kind of alleviate her fear of mushrooms, but it didn't work. She said it was pretty comfortable, I guess. But lots of really neat furniture here and places to kind of chill out. Again, if you want to get out of the sun. But Eden's a really neat place. Just to walk through and discover. Lots of really cool places to sit and hang out. Lots of nooks and crannies. And there is this little area, though. There's like a little deli back here that a lot of people don't know about because it is closed a lot. I think it's open for breakfast on certain days. And then I think for lunch a couple of days. And again, you can look up what the hours are. But it was very rare to see this place open. And they will do some custom sandwiches for you here. But most of the stuff is pre-made, and it's good. It's yummy, and it is included in your cruise fare as well. So people were asking for ridiculous things here. Some of these people were a little highbrow, and they're like, "Oh, well, can you make it the way I want it?" And we're like, "No, sorry, this oatmeal is oatmeal. It's the way it is." So yeah, stay away from those people. And there's coffee and drinks back here too. So a nice little secluded place to have breakfast. I think it's open on sea days. I'm not sure about port days. Again, it's very, very limited hours there. And then you come out the back, and here's the rest of Eden. There's a ramp that goes all the way up around the top. They're big on the ramps here. Lots of kitschy places to sit and hang out, and there's shows here at night. They have like kind of an acrobatic dance show here. And here's the Eden bar where you can get all those really wild drinks, like smoky drinks come out with steam coming out of them, and a lot of stuff with vegetables, stuff you'd never think would be a good drink. And they do live music back here once in a while, too, in the afternoon. We saw a nice duet here, and people were kind of dancing. And again, this place is set up to do shows, live music, and really whatever you want to do here. And then you can kind of cruise up the back here if there's not a show going on. Again, nice little places to hide out and relax. And you can keep going up to the next level. And the next level, you're going to run into the back of the ship, and there's lots of neat places to sit back here and just pass your time away. A lot of people brought their laptops. We're doing work back here. Very chill place. It's pretty quiet during the day. Plenty of places to sit. And you're going to overlook the Eden restaurant, which is actually underneath the main Eden area. And that is a specialty dining restaurant. It's an eclectic menu. It's probably as eclectic as the bar is. They had some kind of lobster casserole that had bacon in it. Somebody was telling me about it. I'm like, I don't know, man. This is the bar menu for Eden, so this will give you a sense of the kind of food that you're going to experience in Eden, same kind of thing. So I ordered this pea thing, and it was okay, I guess. You can see some of the really cool things they have in the menu here. If you're really adventurous with your drinks and your food, again, if you're a foodie, this is the ship you want to be on. This really, you just expand your taste buds and eat and drink things you never thought you'd drink, and that you're going to go home and be afraid to tell people that you ate and drank. You know what I mean? So does the product match the picture? No, it's ripped off a pea. The dots are upside down. I don't know. It was close. It wasn't a terrible drink. It was kind of a sweety, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's very eclectic, and the peas kind of gave it a little bit of a bitter. Someone else told me they ordered one and they sent it back, but I didn't think it was bad. I finished mine. Anywho, you can look here and see all the different specialty dining options you can pick up on Celebrity, and the prices are all in the app, and they're available widely online as well. Here's the Eden menu, and you can see how eclectic it is. It's a very interesting menu. Again, if you're a foodie, if you're into this sort of thing, you're absolutely going to adore this. So don't be off-put by the food. It's good to expand your horizons. I've done it. I have tried being a foodie, and I failed miserably. There's that lobster casserole. Oof. And I don't know. It's just not my thing, but maybe it's yours. I've kind of gone back. I do make my own. I actually am a chef, and I make my own interesting concoctions, but, they're a little more traditional. So here is the Eden restaurant. We're going to sneak down here before it's open and give you a kind of a look. It's a pretty place. It's, I don't know. It didn't have, much atmosphere. I guess the focus here is on the kitchen and the dishes. So you're looking at the back of the ship. Of course, beautiful vistas here, but I don't know. I didn't feel like it had much of a decor thing going on. It's just kind of like, here's a bunch of tables, here's a bunch of windows. Don't focus on that. Focus on the food. So that's what was going on there. It doesn't have the kitschy seats and tables and little cubbies and stuff some of the other restaurants have. So that is Eden, located on 4 underneath the main Eden area, which is on 5. And you have to, I don't know if it's handicapped accessible. I didn't check that. I do apologize for that. I'm sure there's an elevator in the back here somewhere. But yeah, you probably don't want to roll that wheelchair down the steps. Not going to be fun. Unless you're like in the X Games or something. I would totally try it, but I don't recommend it for anybody else. I think there is an elevator in the back. Back up to Eden on 5. Out those doors, there is a smoking area, which is gross. And now we're going to go down here. We went back to the front of Eden in that open area, and we're going to go down to the restaurants on 4, and you're going to find the main dining rooms, 2 of the main dining rooms down here on 4. And I think there's 2 more on 3, or I may have the floors messed up. You can look at that. This is what they are. They're supposedly different themes, and I didn't see much variation in the menus. It's kind of the same stuff here. I heard the food is very, very good. There's just different designs in each one of these dining rooms. And I think you can interchange menus from one to the other because the kitchen's all in the same place. But have a little fun with that. If you're into meeting strangers on Gen Pop, this is wonderful. This is a great option to perhaps make some lifelong friends, you know. And again, these are downstairs. If you do have a suite, you're welcome to eat down here too, and you don't need a reservation. I think you just walk in and they'll find a place for you to sit. Interesting artwork down here as well. And I think they did have breakfast on some days, and there is a lunch down here on the day you board the ship. So that's nice too. Good way to check it out and kind of investigate. And people are situationally not aware, so they just kind of walk in front of you, even though they see you with a camera, but it is what it is. So yeah, interesting design. This is a little more white bread over here. And you can use your drink package down here as well. And again, this is included in your cruise fare. Now, if you go out the back of this dining area, you're going to walk right into the casinos. I think we're on 4 here. And the casino, you can actually walk around. Like some ships, they force you to walk through the casino, but this one you can actually walk around on the other side. There's a hallway. And you've got your slot machines, you've got your tables. They had a Texas Hold'em tournament one night. Your blackjack and all that fun stuff is in here if you want to gamble. People didn't seem too happy. I've heard a couple people did win a little bit, a couple $1,000s here and there, but the general consensus was the slots were pretty tight, as they are on most ships. So they have roulette wheels and all that stuff back here. So if you're into the gambling thing, you know, have at it. May the lady luck be with you tonight. Luck be a lady tonight, as Frank Sinatra said, right? So there's all that stuff here in another little room. And again, you can walk through the hallway if you don't want to walk through the casino. It did not smell like smoke. There's an ATM, so you can take out your life savings and gamble away. Now, this is the Craft Social Bar. This is a really neat place, too. We were able to watch our Philadelphia Eagles game here as they won in the last minute on a blocked field goal. That was really weird. And you can buy food here. It's not included in your drink package. It is a la carte, but some nice comfort food. You sit here and watch the games. People were watching golf here. There was football. During baseball season, you watch those games and probably watch the playoffs there too. They have a satellite, which seemed to be pretty good. We're in the middle of the ocean watching the Eagles game, so that was pretty neat. And then we have this restaurant, the Le Grand Bistro, and this is where they have that wonderful La Petite Chef show, which is exclusively on Celebrity Edge class ships, I believe. I did see this I was in Portugal, and they had this at a hotel, but kind of rare for it to be on a ship. And what this is if you've never heard of it, it's actually an animated dinner. It's not really just for kids. I mean, the kids enjoy it. Actually, I saw kids at the table next to us, and they weren't really into it. It's more for adults. And this is a specialty dining, so it is not included in your base fare. I think it was $60. And they actually project things onto your table and onto your menu book. This is neat. It's just like a blank piece of paper here, a blank book. And they project things perfectly on here in focus. And then things start moving and getting animated. Apologize for the resolution here. It's just kind of fighting my phone here trying to capture this. So it projects right down there, and you've got little guys actually preparing your menu. They go through this little story where they try to find the food and runs into all kinds of comical situations. And I think they do have a couple of different shows Yeah, we were on the some kind of steak night. I don't think we were on the Italian night, but we've done the Italian night, and it was fabulous. It was really good. Good food here. Excellent service. And what's really neat about this is once they finish the meal, it actually magically appears on your plate, and it looks a lot like the animated meal. So that's cool. If your waiters are on point, as they usually are, as soon as he drops that down, the waiter will appear and then just drop that on your plate, right on your placemat, which is really, really cool. So this is the beginning of it here. It's pretty neat, and they do all this kind of crazy stuff, and they tell you to take the book away. They come collect that. It's a really well orchestrated effort, and it's kind of like a show. It's actually more entertaining than the shows we saw in the theater. Again, this is, I think it was $60 a person. It is not included with your base fare. It is considered specialty dining. But this did a pretty good crowd, too. There were a few empty tables on our sailing, probably because most people are opting for the non-paid stuff. It almost looks dimensional, doesn't it? It looks like it's coming off the book. So this is a really neat experience if you've never done it. It's kind of a one and done. It's, I don't know, they do have different menus, so there's a different show with each of the menus. So maybe if you've done this once, maybe twice. This is the second time we've done it. And I thought it was a really neat experience. And I think you'll probably enjoy this and try. It's probably like a one and done. Now, if you're really foodie adventurous, there's Le Voyage. This is a pretty pricey experience by some Michelin star chef. And they make all these really eclectic things. So if you really want to step above, this is an optional specialty dining, $100 some bucks. If you have more money, your money you burn, just down out here and have this experience, right? I mean, look at this menu. This is something you're not going to find at Pizza Hut. You know what I'm talking about? And it's a cozy, cute little restaurant here. I thought I couldn't even get in here. I'm like, oh, look at that. It opened for me. This is cozy, very, very small, and I'm sure it's an experience. Of course, we didn't do this. It just would be a waste. I wouldn't enjoy it. But maybe you would. If you're a foodie, definitely get in on this. Bring your fam down here. Lay down a couple G's and get a nice bottle of wine or something. Why not, right? Very, very small little restaurant, and I don't know how many people were in here. I can't imagine it was a lot. And then we come out, and there's this little cafe that has little sandwiches out here to go, little snacks, which is nice, baked, and they had a tuna sandwich. It was out of this world. Little tiny things. It's called cafe something. And a lot of people were hanging out down here. There's a table in the back that does have plugs, so you can plug your laptop in. It's hidden under these little guys. So you have to pull these up. Don't be afraid to put your fingers in there and pull them up. They have the European plugs. And then in the next section over here, after I move the menu, there are the American plugs and a couple of USB. So if you need to plug in and you don't want to be cooped in your room, this is a great place to hang out and get some work done on those sea days while you're on the ship. So that's neat. So that is there too. It's right outside that on, I think we're on deck 4 now. And then we go towards the back here, and we're going to find the photo center. So if you have your pictures, you get your pictures on. You could buy a picture package. What do you want to do? They also have, I've done this before too, they have a photographer package will actually set you up in a studio. But man, they were terrible. This was 4 years ago. Maybe they've gotten better. And then your excursions back here, and then to the left here, you're going to find the next cruise area. Yeah, don't do the studio, man. I don't know, maybe it's gotten better. I don't know. The pictures we got were terrible, and they were super expensive, too. It was just, ugh. Future cruise. So that is where you book your next cruise, and you get some special onboard credits. Here is their kind of general store. They have a lot of clothing. Not big on snacks here, to be honest with you. I've seen a much bigger snack collection on any other ship. Royal Caribbean, MSC. Even Carnival has a lot more snacks, but they were kind of limited here. So if you just want something to bring back to your room, you're pretty much stuck with room service or dragging something back for the buffet. Look, it's taped shut. They do have a liquor store. You can get some good deals here. And I think they're duty free. They do hold them until the last day. Although, I did bring tequila back from Cozumel, and they did not make me check my bag, which was really weird. I went through the x-ray and everything. They're not, just bring it back to your room. All right, that's weird. I didn't open it, of course, but still. All right, this is the lower level of the theater. And again, this theater is done very, very well. It's not like a typical Royal Caribbean theater where there are poles and glass and obstacles all over the place. It's more like a theater for adults, and the technology is just unbeatable here. Not a bad seat in the house. Of course, it's everything's raised. It's kind of a stadium seating sort of situation. And the theater stage is round, so they're using the entirety of this thing, and it does move, and there's some really cool technologies, and some of the stages raise, and there's stuff that comes out of the ceiling. So it's a very, very nice theater with a ton of great vistas. Really not a bad seat in the entire place, and they do all kinds of swinging stuff here. So again, the shows weren't, I mean, it's just typical cruise. I was really hoping, looking for something different, maybe something more on a live music, but they have comedians in here and their little dancing and their little trapeze stuff, and, you know, same stuff you're going to find anywhere else, except they do integrate it with the technology, which is kind of cool. So that is the theater area. You can sit up on 5. Retreat area guests, people in the suites, have their own segmented area, which is kind of roped off until the show begins. So that is nice. You do not need reservations. You just go down there and show up. That's pretty cool. Everybody else is kind of a free-for-all. So that's what happens down in the theater. Let's go down to 3. We're going down to the bowels of the ship. And this is where you're going to find the kids area. So unlike a lot of other ships which put their kids area in prominent areas, they've kind of buried it at the bottom of the ship because this is more adult themed.
Can I drop off my wife?
Yeah, sure. Is she 4?
She asks for.
What toys does she like?
Thank you.
Now, if you want to get it to the atrium and you're on 3, you can either go up to 4 and walk across, or you got to go through the hallways on 3 to get to the other side of the ship. And it's kind of a long walk through. Well, you get to see how the other half lives, right? You shoot all the way down the hallway and end up in the atrium. And here's where you will find guest services. And again, some nice little places to sit down here. I'm not sure. I think that's the internet desk over there. Not really sure. There was never a crowd here. I mean, guest services was efficient. They were fast. They were super friendly no matter what you asked them for. So that's a good sign, too. And then you come out here, and you're in the bottom level of the martini bar in the atrium, where they do have live music out here. There's a girl singing some cocktail tunes, and she was really, really good, and the band behind her was excellent as well. So it's a nice place to hang out on sea days, or if you just want to chill and get away and have a drink. They don't just serve martinis here. You can get anything. It's a full bar, beers, everything is available back here, and they do some neat tricks back here as well. It's a nice bar, and again, plenty of seating here and on the upper levels as well. It's funny, we went down here for a couple of tequila shots. We were just in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? And they expended way too much effort on 2 shots of tequila. I mean, look at this guy. What is he doing?
Can I try this?
What do you? 2 shots of tequila, man. We don't need all this show. It was very entertaining to watch, and his balance. And he kept telling me, "Don't try this at home." And yeah, I'm not doing that. These are glasses. These are not acrylic, man. These are going to break if they drop, and I'm sure they have. And again, not a lot of people here, and he's doing this show just for us for a couple of shots of tequila. So it's a real neat place to hang out, and it's an experience. It's a lot of fun down here, and these guys are really, really good. Really fast. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What is he doing? This is your 2 shots of tequila, man. We don't need... He's balanced a glass on top of another glass. And then he's got a stir on his forearm balancing the 2 glasses. I thought he was going to lose it here. Somehow he took it out here. Like, take this, man. Take this here. Get this out of here. I'm like, yeah, man, don't drop it. I want my tequila, bro. Oh, here it goes. God, these guys are good. Scared the life out of me, but unbelievable. Yeah, leave them a nice little tip, too. They're doing a little work for you here. And here are the 2 other main dining rooms. We have Tuscan. And again, there wasn't much variation on the menu, but look it up online. You can see what's going on down here. And this is kind of more of an Italian, Mediterranean theme. I don't know how black and white stripes are Italian and Mediterranean, but I guess they are. I didn't remember seeing that when I was in Tuscany, but I don't know. Here's that's that dining room, and then across the hallway, you're going to find, hey, I'm not a designer. I don't know what they're doing here. Across the hallway down here at the bottom of the steps, I think we're down here on, we're either 3, I think. And there's the other one. There's the Normandie, which I guess is German. I'm not sure, but French. I don't know. This was kind of really plain Jane. I mean, this reminded me of a Royal Caribbean dining room. Kind of like wide open and very uniform and not a whole lot of anything there. But I guess more people feel comfortable in that room. So, all right, now down below we go to, this is still, I think, on 3. This is the basement, and this is where they slam the kids in. It's like the kids club. So you'll probably never see a child because they're locked in the bowels of the ship. So that's kind of, we are on 2. And the only other thing down here is the medical center, which is on the other side of the ship. And I walked in there, tried to get a little video, and I got yelled at. That woman's like, this is a medical facility. I am not having it. There is no video in that room. I just wanted to show you what it looked like if, God forbid, you ever had to go in there. So they have this little placemat here. It's like, stand here. Put your feet right here. And she's like, no, you can't film. No, go away. I'm going to shoot you. Get out of here. So I had to run out of there. So that is Celebrity Beyond. Let us know what you think in the comments. Are you going to book a cruise on Celebrity Beyond? And think about the suite class. A lot of perks that you might end up paying for anyway. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. We'll see you out on the 67 seas.